All right, Larry Krueger here from the Pig and a Pickle Krug Show with a little 49er video. Check out Pig and a Pickle. Emeryville and Corte Madera are their two locations. They're open 7 days a week in Marin, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Wednesday through Sunday in Emeryville. Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. Well, I laughed when I saw this one. ESPN wrote an article breaking down the best rosters in the NFL. Mike Clay of ESPN has been grading each position group on every team in the NFL this offseason. And the 49ers find themselves just kind of in the middle of his overall unit grades, which is shocking because the 49ers are the Vegas favorite to go to the Super Bowl out of the NFC. And the amazing thing is, according to Clay, he says that the Seahawks have the better roster, that the Seahawks have a better roster than the 49ers. So, I mean, personally, let's just talk about the 49ers and the Seahawks for a second. I don't dislike the Seahawks roster. I think John Schneider had a real nice offseason. Let's talk about them for a second. Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf at wide receiver with Jackson Smith-Njigba, the Ohio State star. And there's other guys there, D. Eskridge, Tariq Young, Matt Landers from Arkansas, runs 4.3, big guy too, like 6'5". Cade Johnson. They got some decent receivers. The Niners have Debo, Ayuk, Jennings, Danny Gray. They got a lot of talent at wide receiver. To me, the Niners have the better wide receivers. Then let's move on to the offensive line. Charles Cross and Abraham Lucas were two rookie offensive tackles last year, and they're really nice. They're nice players. I like Damian Lewis, the left guard. But Evan Brown and Phil Haynes at center and right guard, to me, you got two question marks there. Where the 49ers have Banks and Burford, Trent Williams is the best left tackle in the game. Brendel was a Pro Bowl alternate at center. They really like Colton McKivitz, and the Niners have some nice backups as well. Now, I do like the young offensive lineman that Seattle added. Anthony Bradford at LSU is a mountain of a man. Olu Oluwatimi was the Outland Trophy winner out of Michigan, the center. Both nice players for sure. And I like Seattle's offensive line. But to me, it's either a wash or a slight advantage to the 49ers. Trent Williams is the best offensive lineman on either team. And the 49ers have two, plug and play guards for the next decade. So I like Seattle's offensive line. I like some of the young players in their depth, behind their starters. But on the surface, I would say the Niners offensive line is a little bit better. All right, let's go to tight end. Noah Fant, Will Dissly, Colby Parkinson. Those are their tight ends. The Niners have George Kittle. And I think Braden Willis is going to wind up being their second tight end. Cameron Latu's a talent. Just on Kittle alone, Niners have the better tight end. Let's go to quarterback. There's no doubt in my mind that Brock Purdy's a better quarterback than Geno Smith. And I'll take the Niner backup quarterbacks over Drew Lock and Holton Ahlers from East Carolina. So then let's go to running back. I like Kenneth Walker. I like Zach Charbonnet. The Niners have Christian McCaffrey and Elijah Mitchell and Jordan Mason. So, I'm looking at this offense. Fullback, they've got the Seahawks have Nick Bellore. The Niners have Kyle Juszczyk. The Niners are better at every spot on the entire side of the offensive side of the ball than the Seahawks. And the Niners had the number one defense in the league. The Seahawks defense was 24th in the league. The Seahawks defense against the run was 26th in the NFL. The Niners defense against the run was, wait for it, number one. The Niners have the number one run D in the league. Seahawks have one of the worst run Ds in the league. What did the Seattle Seahawks do to improve their run D? Nothing. Nothing. Who did they add? Cameron Young out of Mississippi State? Really? You think that's going to be what the Niners just added? Javon Hargrave to the number one defense in the league. So, give me a break. And I like some of these edge rushers that Seattle has. Darrell Taylor. Seattle did add Draymond Jones, who's a big physical guy. I like Boye Mafe as a player. Don't get me wrong. There's some decent, a couple of decent young rushers right there. They did add Devin Bush to their linebacking core. They've got Bobby Wagner back, Jordan Brooks, Yeshena Nwosu's a terrific linebacker. I love Derek Hall as an edge piece. But the Niners' defensive line and linebackers, the Niners have Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, Marcelino's a stud. They just drafted a couple new studs and D. Winters and Jalen Graham. They got special teams linebackers who man, special teams roles, to perfection. So the Niners are better in the front seven, on the D line, and at linebacker. So, so now it's like Seattle's secondary. Seattle does have Jamal Adams at strong safety. And I don't know how everybody's got a different thought on Jamal Adams. I think he might be the most overrated guy in the sport. And then you have Quandre Diggs at free safety, who's a good player. But I mean, and I kind of like Christian Young, who might be a linebacker. He might be more of a strong safety. Julian Love comes over from the Giants. But I mean, is that better than Hufanga, who's a Pro Bowler, and Jair Brown, who looks to be like a first-round pick that shouldn't have fallen to the third round? I'll take the Niners safeties over Jamal Adams and Quandre Diggs right now. So then it comes down to corner, and I'll give Seattle their corners. Devin Witherspoon is the best corner. He's one of the great corners. He's going to be one of the great corners in the league. There's no doubt in my mind. Loved him at Illinois. Loved him in the draft. Great pick. There's a reason they took him so high. Tariq Woolen has unbelievable size, speed, and upside. Kobe Bryant won the Thorpe Award at Cincinnati. They've got some ballers there. I don't know about the depth behind those three guys. If there's any injuries, Lance Boykin's not a bad pickup. They got him as a college free agent. He may help out. But the Niners have decent corners. I mean, Charvarius Ward, Demo Lenore, Darrell Luter. I mean, I'd rather have Seattle's corners than the Niners' corners. Then let's go to special teams. I mean, the Niners have a good return guy, pretty good kicker, rookie kicker, pretty nice little punter. They took him pretty high up in the draft. I'll give Seattle the advantage there on the specialists. But I mean, look, seriously. So advantage Seattle at special teams, advantage Seattle at corner, advantage Niners the rest of the roster. Safety, Niners. Linebacker, Niners. Defensive ends, Niners. Defensive tackles, Niners. Fullback, Niners. Running backs, Niners. Quarterback, Niners. Tight end, Niners. Offensive line, Niners. Wide receiver, Niners. What are we talking about? Well, seriously, Mike Clay, how to kill your credibility in one article. You're going to have the 49ers ranked 15th overall in the league, talent-wise, when Vegas has them going as the favorite to go to the Super Bowl out of the NFC, and you have the Seahawks at 14? I mean, seriously. I know Louis Riddick is rah-rah Seahawks, and he talked about it all throughout the draft, but pump the freaking brakes. Mike Clay, listen to somebody that's not named Louis Riddick before you embarrass yourself. The 49ers played the Seahawks 3 times last year. They beat the Seahawks 3 times last year. The Seahawks are better than the 49ers? In what universe? So, I mean, that's just categorically wrong. And I think most people would agree with me. And even if you disagreed with one or two of my assessments of the roster, so what? The Niners are what Seattle's only advantage on the Niners that I can see is in the secondary and on the special team specialists. And even that's not a guarantee. Jake Moody might be a better kicker. We'll see. Ray McLeod, Ronnie Bell, there's some decent return guys there. So, I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that the 49ers are the better team than Seattle. There's no doubt in my mind that the 49ers are better in most areas than Seattle. But not according to Mike Clay, not according to ESPN. Wow. I mean, that is colossally stupid. And I don't even know Mike Clay, but not impressed. Not impressed at all. Show me a personnel man that would disagree with my assessment of both teams. I don't think you're going to find one. All right. Hope you enjoyed our 49er video. Thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being the title sponsor of the Krug Show. And thanks to all of you for supporting the Krug Show on YouTube.